Hello everyone, this is Bushra Sayed, Assistant Professor at Sirusha Institute of Science, Ahmedabad. Today we are going to study about the general characteristics of Annelida. This is the last topic of Unit 1. So today we'll see the animals which belongs to phylum Annelida, that belongs to the animal kingdom. So yes, Annelida as a phylum, it consists of classes. So there are total 4 classes of Annelida, namely Polychaeta, Oligochaeta, Hirudinea and Archaeannelida. First of all, we'll see the saline features of Annelida. So here in the diagram, if you can see, all the 4 different classes of Annelida has been given. The first one is the polysheets, Hirudinea, Oligosheets and Archaeannelida. So let's see what are their general characters. The first one is that they have a syphilization. It means their head formation will be more pronounced and will be more developed as compared to the organisms that we have studied till now. So after Nematoda we are studying Annelida. So this phylum will be having, the animals belonging to this phylum will be having more pronounced and developed features as compared to the previous phylums. So their head formation is more pronounced. They have a distinct head with tentacles and eyes over it. Annelida has homonomous metamerism. We have already studied about homonomous metamerism. It means that the segments will be similar. Body is divided into linear series of similar segments which are separate from one another externally by intersegmental grooves and internally by intersegmental septa. So annelids basically, they exhibit the most uh, pronounced feature of metamerism. Metamerism is more varied and more high in these organisms. So they have an internal and external metamerism in which externally the separation has been done through the intersegmental grooves and internally the each segment is separated by segmental septa. We call them as partitions. The body is divided in Annelida. If we see, the body is divided into 3 regions: the prostomium, trunk and pygidium. Trunk has longitudinal series of similar segments. Pygidium is the tail region of the annelids. Body wall, when we talk about, it has a collision over it. This is the transverse section of the body wall. One of the organism belonging to Annelida, that is Perithema postuma, earthworm. So the body wall has cuticle over it. So if you want to dissect any of the animal who has cuticle over it, you first have to remove the cuticle layer so that you can easily able to dissect the organism. So this cuticle is present mainly in annelids over the body. Followed by cuticle, there is the epidermis region. Epidermis is followed by the muscular layer having a circular and longitudinal muscles over it, and the parietal peritoneum, that is the innermost layer of the body wall. Chitinous bristles are located over the epidermis. We call them setae. Very characteristic feature of annelids that they have setae. They provide grip on the substratum. So wherever they want to attach, for attachment, this setae provides them adhesion, their hold to their substratum that occurs through the setae. This setae usually arise from the peripodium, this parapodium. This parapodium is also used for locomotion. respiration, gaseous exchange. So this is the pronounced and very characteristic, very special feature of Annelida. Body cavity, when we talk about it, has schizocilome. It means that it has been formed through the splitting of mesodermal cells. We have also studied about the coeloms, different coeloms. So you should know the term schizocilome very clearly. They have ventral mesenteries. Coelomic fluid acts as hydrostatic skeleton, that also we know. Coming to the digestive system of the annelids, they have a muscular digestive system having developed organ formation. They also have digestive glands. See, up till now we have not seen a well developed digestive system, but here from this phylum the digestive system will be more developed. It is a true muscular tube. Okay, the alimentary canal is a true muscular tube. Digestive glands are also located in the digestive tract. You can see the diagram of the digestive system or the alimentary canal. The mouth followed by pharynx, esophagus, crop, gizzard, special structures, then the intestine, typhlosole, that is the region between the major intestine and gizzard, followed by and respiratory gases exchanged through the diffusion of through the body wall, and gills are also there. Polysheets, when we talk about the parts of parapodia, are modified into gills in polysheets. Coming to their blood vascular system is closed. It means that no blood, the blood will never mix in the body. That is a closed type. In all non-chordates, respiratory pigments are also present, which is there dissolved in the blood plasma. Excretory system, when we talk about, it is very specified in the excretory system are also more developed in the annelids as compared to the lower organisms. So they have metanephridia. They open into the coelom. Here, if you see, here is a metanephridia which opens into the coelom by nephrostome. That nephrostome open through outside through nephridiopore, exiting all the waste out of the body. Nervous system in annelids, they have a brain region which is known as the circumpharyngeal ring. Here it is, the circumpharyngeal ring from which the ganglionated nerve cord arises, and from the nerve cord various ganglions arises which supplies to each and every part of the body. So a more pronounced nervous system is also present. Sensory structures are also located, such as eyes, receptors such as photoreceptors, the light receptors, chemoreceptors, chemical receptors, and the mechanical receptors. They are unisexual. It means that the male and female will be different. In bisexual forms also have gonoducts in them. Yeah, so the cleavage, when we talk about it, is spiral and holoblastic. It means that the early development of the organism, the early embryonic development of the organism is spiral. Cleavage is basically the division of cell during the after the formation of zygote, in which the cell will divide but the size remains the same. So the type of cleavage in annelids is spiral and holoblastic. The development could be direct or indirect. They have a larval form which is known as trochophore. Now, the term metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is it is where the organism changes from one stage to another. The process in which the organism changes from one stage to another in its life cycle is known as metamorphosis. So here, as if you see in the diagram, from the cocoon, the young one has been hatched, which has been turned into an adult. So this whole process, each and every stage is the metamorphic stage. Okay, so it takes place in annelids also. So here the episphere becomes the prostomium, that is the outer region becomes the prostomium, whereas the end region, the prostomium means the mouth region, whereas the part of posterior to the thylakoid becomes the thylakoid, means the tail region, that will turn into pygidium in an adult. So now we'll see the general characteristics of the class one by one. Polysheets, when we talk about Polysheeta, we call them as bristleworms since they have hair-like setae throughout their body. That is why it gives them a bristled appearance. The most diverse group of Annelida, it means that these are a particular class consists of the highest number of annelids. Chiefly marine and some freshwater forms are present. Segmentation is both internal and external. They have numerous setae on lateral parapodia. We know that setae arises over the parapodia. So over the parapodia, too many setae are present. As you can see in the diagram, how clearly it is been visible from their surface. Clitellum is absent. Clitellum is nothing but after the copulation, the fertilized eggs are stored in the clitellum, but they are absent in this polysheets. Okay, they have a distinct head with eyes, palps, and tentacles. Sexes are separate. Male and female will be different. They will be unisexual. Most of the segments bear gonads in many species of this class. So almost all the segments of the body will be having gonads in them. The gametes are shed into coelom and are spawned through metanephridia. Spawn means it is released into the environment through metanephridia, that is the nephridiospore. Fertilization is external and development includes trochophore larva. Examples of this phylum includes Nereis, Aphrodite and Amphitrite. These three are the examples in our syllabus also. So we'll look at the diagram one by one. Nereis, this is how it looks like, the external morphology. Diagrammatically, if we see, so here are the palps over the head. The prostomium region is the head region. These are the tentacles over them. The eyes are there. The body somites, that is the body segments. Parapodia, setae, hair-like setae. The anal region, here if you see, it is very clearly seen, you can very clearly see the setae and the parapodia. So this is how a nail looks like. The second one is Aphrodite. Aphrodite, when we talk about, this is how it looks like. You might have observed it sometimes. So that is an Aphrodite. It is not a worm-like structure, but it is like a shelled organism. So it has a palp over the head region, the bristle body, stiff setae. It means that they have hard setae over their body, bristles, the neuropodial setae, the anal region. So this is how an Aphrodite looks like. Amphitrite, usually we call them as sabella. Okay, this is how they look like. They are usually found, they are always found in the aquatic region, mostly marine region. So this is how it looks like a tree. It needs an attachment to grow. So here is its attachment, the tube, the mouth region. Okay, so it looks like the feathers of a bird. Okay, so usually this is also known as a peacock crown animal. So this is amphitrite. So these are the three examples. in our syllabus belonging to this particular. Coming to the next class, that is Oligochaeta. Oligochaeta, they are the terrestrial earthworms. Earthworms belongs to this particular class of Annelida. Some of them are freshwater, some are the marine forms. Segmentation is both internal and external. There are no appendages in the body. Only few setae are present. So usually setae are considered as appendages as they help in locomotion. But here there will be very less setae present over the embedded on the skin. It means that they are inside the skin. They are not visible very clearly as compared to Polychaeta. Setae are few and parapodia is absent. Clitellum develops at sexual maturity. So here is the clitellum, you can see. Clitellum is also very uh, nicely visible, distinctly visible over the head region, below the head region of the earthworm. They are hermaphrodites since they have male and female organs in the same individual with testes and anterior to ovaries. Gonads are located only in the genital segments. Unlike the polychaetes, gonoducts are present. Fertilization is external here also. Development is direct with no larval stage. Okay, so there is no trochophore larval stage in oligochaetes. Example is Perithema, Lumbricus and Tubifex. None of these example belongs to our syllabus. So we have total 4 example in our syllabus, out of which 3, and the fourth one belongs to the class Hirodinia. That is, it includes leeches. Hirodinia is nothing but it is a special class, especially for the leeches. You might have seen the leeches, the sucking organism, okay, who sucks the blood of the organism from their posterior sucker. See, usually so you might have seen the leeches. They are black colored segmented organisms, small organisms which are usually found in the region of village region or forest region. They are mainly seen. They inhabit in the fresh water. The animals of this class are blood sucking ectoparasites because they suck the blood from outside of the body, from the surface of the body. That is why they are ectoparasite. Some of them are carnivorous predators. They have fixed number of segments over their body. That is 33 number of segments are present over their body. Here in the diagram you can see the external and the internal structure of the leech. Okay, so appendages, parapodia and setae. 3 of them are absent. No appendages, no parapodia, no setae are present in. So here this is how a leech will look like. It is a slimy snail-like structure without a shell. Both posterior and anterior ends of the body have suckers. Suckers are also help for locomotion, also not only for sucking the blood but also for locomotion. Coelom is very less in this organism. Gonads are located in the genital segments only and gonoducts are present. They are copulating hermaphrodites. It means that they, being a hermaphrodite, they also perform copulation. It means that they will be having cross fertilization. Fertilization is internal and development is direct. Example is Hirodineria and Hiriodo. These are the scientific names for leeches. Coming to the last type of class of Annelida, we have that is the Archaeannelida. So these organisms, this particular class consists of a dozen of genera. It means that they have around 12 to 15 different types of genus. They are small marine worms. Uh, the segmentation in this organism is chiefly internal, no external segmentation, no parapodia present, but yes, setae are present. As you can see in the diagram, the setae are clearly visible. Sexes are usually separate. Example is Polygodius, Dinophilus and Protodrillus. You can easily see the organism diagram here. So, confined to our syllabus, we have four organisms in Annelida, Nereis, Aphrodite, Aphrodite, and leech. We are not going to the general to the animals because we have already covered the characteristic of those organisms in the general characteristics. Now we end up with the unit also. Thank you. If you have any query, you can contact me on my mail ID. Good luck.